German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius openly acknowledged a growing sentiment of war fatigue concerning the conflict in Ukraine, a sentiment he confessed he could not deny. Speaking at the Warsaw Security Forum, alongside other European defense chiefs, Pistorius highlighted the prolonged nature of the conflict, now stretching over 3.5 years, and the absence of a clear end in sight. His candid admission reflects a broader wariness across Europe, where the sustained commitment to supporting Ukraine has begun to test public and political resolve. This fatigue poses significant challenges for maintaining a united front against Russian aggression and for securing continued military and financial aid to Kyiv amidst competing domestic priorities and economic pressures. In a move widely perceived as his ultimate insult to Donald Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin delivered a fiery reunification speech on Ukraine, sending ripples across global politics. Addressing an impassioned crowd, Putin unequivocally declared Ukraine's inseparable ties to Russia, framing the ongoing military action not as a war of aggression, but as a historic mission to restore unity. The deliberate timing of this speech, precisely when Trump is advocating for peace, negotiations, and has asserted his ability to end the war in 24 hours, was seen as a direct and provocative challenge. These statements from Moscow signals a clear intent to continue its objective without retreat, regardless of who occupies the White House, effectively undermining Trump's diplomatic initiatives and projecting an image of unwavering resolve. Analysts widely interpret Putin's speech as a calculated maneuver to discredit Trump's influences and portray him as a powerless to alter the conflict's trajectory. By reasserting Russia's historical claims and commitment to its actions in Ukraine, Putin aimed to diminish the perceived effectiveness of Trump's foreign policy approach and his promises of swift peace. For Kyiv, this speech served as a stark reminder that the Kremlin's ambitions extend far beyond any potential negotiations, reinforcing the need for continued international support and a robust defense strategy. In Washington, the speech presented a critical test for President Trump. Whether to intensify diplomatic efforts in the face of such defiance or risk being perceived as weak and ineffective on the global stage, further complicating his foreign policy agenda. If you are finding this information helpful so far, please tap the like, subscribe, and turn all notifications on to stay updated with my latest world global news. The public declaration by Putin emphasizing Russia's historical and cultural claim over Ukraine also aimed to galvanize domestic support within Russia, portraying the conflict as a righteous and necessary endeavor. This narrative is crucial for sustaining the war effort and countering international condemnation. The reunification rhetoric seeks to legitimize Russia's action internally, framing them as a correction of historical injustice rather than an invasion. This ideological stance creates significant obstacles for any peace talks, as it suggests a non-negotiable positions on Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The speech, therefore, not only challenged Trump's diplomatic leverage, but also solidified Russia's maximalist goal, making any resolution through negotiation considerably more difficult for international mediators and for Ukraine itself. If you have made it this far, congratulations. You have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question. With German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius openly acknowledging war fatigue in Europe and Vladimir Putin delivering what's been called his ultimate insult to Donald Trump regarding Ukraine's reunification, will Putin's defiant stance actually galvanize a stronger, more united front against Russia? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.